How did the dollar that we know, that we always know, become the petrodollar? The petrodollar essentially means the dollar becoming the reserve currency of the world. The dollar being promoted from the currency of America to the currency of the world. When there is economic pressure, when there is a recession, where there is an economic crunch, everybody all over the world starts racing around for dollars. So much so that some countries are such that the American dollar is actually the de facto currency. In fact, in some places in Nigeria, if you want to rent a house, if you want to buy a car, sometimes if you want to buy suya, you want to go to a club, you pay in dollars. How did the dollar become like that? This is the story. Now, sometimes in 1974, the then Secretary of State of the United States of America, his name was called Henry Kissinger, did a deal with a then foremost prince in Saudi Arabia, Prince Fahd. And what was the deal? The deal was that every single liter, every single drop of crude oil that Saudi Arabia exported to the world must be such that it must be denominated in dollars. What it meant essentially is that for every single liter of crude oil that Saudi Arabia exports to the rest of the world, Saudi Arabia must insist that it must only be paid in the US dollar and not any other currency. Not the Russian ruble, not the Chinese yuan, not even the British pound. Yes, as at that material time. Now, again, the other leg of the agreement was that when Saudi Arabia now earns those US dollars in millions and billions and trillions, it must now reinvest. That means it will be flush in dollars. It will have excess dollars. It must now invest those excess millions and billions and trillions of dollars in the American economy, particularly in buying US Treasury bonds. Essentially, what it means is when you sell your oil, you must only receive dollars, in return. And when you receive the dollars, you must essentially bring it to us so that we keep it for you by investing it in our economy. What does Saudi Arabia get in return? What Saudi Arabia gets in return is the security umbrella. What the security umbrella means, in return for doing this deal with us, in return for selling your oil in our currency only, and putting what you earn from that sale in our economy, we will protect you. We will ensure any and everybody that wants to attack you is repelled, including our so-called nuclear umbrella.